Hi everyone, my name is Taylor, and today I will be introducing our next video for the Fall 2020 Storytelling Series presented by Just Born. Today, our storyteller will be Amber Emory, and she will be reading Iggy Peck Architect, and she'll be showing us how to make tiny little cities from little random objects found in our house. It's super exciting and super fun, and I hope you enjoy this video.
So hi guys, how are you this morning?
Good.
Good. Well, it's so nice to see you. I actually work right over in the next building, and we're called the National Museum of Industrial History. Have you guys ever been there before? Yeah? Awesome. Well, I am the Director of Education and Community Partnerships there. And so today I chose a book that I thought fit well with what we do at the museum and would be a fun project. So I'm curious, have you guys ever heard of Iggy Peck Architect? No? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to share it with you. It is one of my favorite books. So let's get started. So, Iggy Peck Architect. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. What do you guys think? Do you think that would be a nice smelling building there? Oh, no. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. There's that little sphinx. Look, it looks more like the little kitty. Kitty's posing there for his sphinx sculpture. Oh. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. There he is, using his snack in a kind of creative way we've got going on. Have you guys gone apple picking yet this season?
No.
Oh, fall is the time for apple picking. See, this would be a great project for your apple picking apples. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. Dear Ig had it made until 2nd grade, when his teacher was Miss Lilligreer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk up buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less. About buildings, ancient or new," she said in her lecture about architecture, that it had no place in grade 2. Ooh, that teacher's a little strict. What do you think? Ooh, I don't know about that.
For 2nd grade.
She doesn't look particularly kind either. Yeah, I'm glad she's not my teacher. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she'd had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lilla got lost from the group. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. Wow, couldn't make that up, could you? There you go, whole circus troupe in there. Little Miss Lilla eating some cheese. 2 days, that's a really long time. I hope you weren't gone for 2 days. Yeah, good. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. So she had a really scary experience, so that's why she's so strict about it. Let's see. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal How? Ooh, get inside the principal. That's not good. No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. All right, let's see what happens. Hope he feels better. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. Well, that sounds fun. That might turn his frown upside down. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed. There it is. Footbridge and Miss Lilla Green started to scream. We're trapped here, oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye! Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily, fainted, not dead. There she is, not doing so well, fainted on the ground. So, they got a problem, right? What's the problem? Yeah, go ahead.
The bridge collapsed, but I think I know how it's gonna be solved.
Okay, so the bridge collapsed. So now what happened? Tell me what happened there.
She fainted.
She fainted. So teachers fainted. The bridge collapsed. They're stuck on this little island out here. So we gotta find a solution, right? You think Iggy Peck's gonna help us? Yeah, I think he is. I think he's gonna come to the rescue like a superhero. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lilla's shoe. Soon, each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. Let's see what they're doing. We have him taking off the shoe. We have them carrying some logs. Looks like some sticks here. What else do you guys see that they're doing?
They're drawing out the plan.
Yeah, they're drawing out the plan there. Looks like using some mud and some sticks. What else do you see? There's somebody doing something a little silly. Yeah.
Somebody's going in the treasure.
Yeah, somebody's going in the picnic basket and getting a snack.
Oh, I thought it was a treasure thing. It looks like
You're right, it does look like a treasure chest.
Yeah. And it looks like money.
But picnic baskets are kind of like treasure chests because when you open them up, there is some good stuff in there.
Well, I don't have baskets. I have like a little bag.
A bag? But is it just as exciting when you open it up and get all the food inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just imagine it's a chest. What else do you see? How about up here? What are they doing?
Tying string together.
Yeah, where's the string coming from?
Their clothes.
Yeah, their shoes, right? They're taking all the shoelaces out and tying them together.
They won't be able to tie their shoes ever again.
Yep, they're all going to be barefoot. But at least they hopefully won't be stuck. So let's see. Let's see what they do with all these creative things. And when she came to, Miss Lilla Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. So let's see, there's the sticks that they collected. There's their shoelaces. This looks like maybe some fruit roll-ups from their picnic basket. I'm not sure. We got some rulers going on in there.
Didn't she say they're braces?
Yeah, so braces on a bridge are a little different than like braces on your teeth, but they actually kind of do the same thing. So the braces on your teeth are keeping your squeezing your teeth together to straighten them out, and actually the braces on a bridge are doing the same thing, so that the bridge doesn't fall, like loop down, or it doesn't break. It pushes those things together. So the braces that you see are kind of these strings right here that keeps the bridge from falling down.
Flipping.
Yeah.
Flipping.
Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge, dangling from shoestring suspension. It all became clear to Miss Lilla Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. So she looks pretty happy walking across that bridge. Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker, in t-shirt and sneakers, talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. So there he is, all grown up, doing his favorite thing as his new job. That's pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that is the end of our book. And we are going to move over and do a project so that we can do a little architecture today, just like Iggy Peck.
All right.
Yeah.
You're all good then.
Good? Okay. So what we're going to do is, you know how Iggy Peck was really creative and used kind of silly things to make his architecture? Like he used chalk one time. Can you remember what else he used? Some breakfast items.
Oh, yeah. Pancakes and coconut pie.
Pancakes and coconut pie. What else did he use? Apples, yeah.
Peaches.
Peaches, yeah. Can you think of any?
Chalk.
Chalk?
Chalk.
Yep. And the first one, can you remember the very first one? It was very stinky.
Those were
Dirty diapers, yeah. So we are going to use something creative today too. So what are these? Do you guys know? Toilet paper rolls, yeah. So we have so many of these around the house because we're using toilet paper.
a lot.
So yeah, we're using toilet paper a lot. And so I thought we would create with these because then you could also keep creating at home whenever you have a spare toilet paper roll. All right? So I'm going to start by showing you kind of what I did. So when we think about architecture, we think about scale. Does anybody know what scale is? Yeah.
A weighing scale?
Not like a weighing scale. It's actually a way for us to tell, but that's a good guess. It's actually a way for us to tell how big something should be. So let's say this one I created, it's a movie theater. I used a little post-it note, they're actually right there. I used a little sticker for my door. And now you can see the size of this. I didn't use a whole tube, right? I didn't use a big large tube. I kind of cut my tube because a movie theater, when I think of a movie theater, I think of it as kind of like a medium-sized building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I also created a little Starbucks right here. And so I actually used a little coaster from Starbucks and I cut out their little Starbucks sign. Ooh, there we go. There we go. And so what do you notice about the Starbucks compared to the movie theater? Yeah.
The Starbucks is a lot smaller.
It's a lot smaller. Yeah, very good. So that's scale. When you decide how something relates to something else, how big it should be. So my Starbucks isn't as big as my movie theater because it doesn't need to be. It's smaller. So now, let's think. So I have a movie theater and I have a Starbucks. Let me think of another building I think is important. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a hotel.
A hotel, yeah. So, do you think a hotel is bigger or smaller than a Starbucks?
Bigger.
Bigger, okay. Is it bigger or smaller than a movie theater?
Bigger.
Bigger, okay. So do we think we're at like this big or do we think we're at like this big? I can give you another option too. We can also not just expand up, we can also expand to the side and do two of these together. So now it's maybe not a taller one, but it's still a bigger one because it's a little wider. So its scale is still bigger.
We could do two of those. Two of the big ones.
Yeah, you could do a huge one, like maybe like Wind Creek size. Yeah. You could do these two.
So that would be a hotel, okay? So let's think, and I'm going to let you guys create your own. Let's do one other building. What other building can you think of? Yeah.
A house.
A house, yeah, okay.
Everybody has places to live in.
Yeah, exactly. So would our house be bigger or smaller than our Starbucks?
A little bigger, yeah.
A little bigger, yeah. Okay, would it be bigger or smaller than our movie theater?
Big.
What do you think? I think you could probably, let's say this movie theater had like 10 different movies running at a time. So you know how big it is when you're in the movie theater? Let's say that by like 10 times. That's how many movies are in here. So now do you think the house is smaller or bigger? Smaller, yeah. So you might want to cut one so that it's in between the size of the Starbucks and the size of the movie theater, because that would tell you your scale. It would be right in between those two. A little bigger than Starbucks, but a little smaller than the movie theater. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how you decide scale. So I'm going to give you like the tiny Starbucks and the movie theater as the scales that you can judge by what size it will be, and then you guys can decide what you're going to make. Okay? So you have these paper towel rolls right here. Great. I also brought some cups just in case you'd rather use a cup, because that's something that's around. There are some stickers here that I used as the windows. Well, I used it as a little door, but on one of the other ones I used it as a window. So there's stickers. Sometimes the sticky doesn't stick very well on this cardboard, so I brought some glue sticks just in case you want to add that. And then you have these kind of tiny markers for your details that you want to put on. And then you have the paintbrush markers to do like the bigger coloring, like this one and this one. Yeah? Does that sound good?